On today's Smart 7, the Rwanda Bill is back in the spotlight, Rachel Reeves lays out her economic rules and much more. It's Wednesday 20th of March, it's International Day of Happiness, and happy birthday, Spike Lee.
The Smart 7. It's news, but not the news.
Rishi's Rwanda plan is back in the spotlight on Wednesday as the Safety of Rwanda Bill heads back to the House of Lords. All 10 amendments proposed to the bill by the Lords were rejected by the Commons, as the former Chief Inspector of Borders and Immigration, David Neal, warned that the government still hasn't published his report on conditions for asylum seekers in the East African country. Labour peer Lord Falconer says that the House of Lords needs to act together if they want to shut the Rwanda scheme down.
I think we've got to rally all our troops to try to defeat it. I suspect we may well defeat many of these ponged back amendments from the Commons. But then how long will it go on for?
Former Justice Secretary Robert Buckland says he is satisfied that Rwanda is a safe country for asylum seekers and he's keen to see the bill passed.
The Lords would probably be best advised not to push the matter too aggressively because this is an elected government. It needs to get on with its plan. I've always supported the principle of using and working with other countries to support the challenge of illegal migration. We've just got to get the detail right.
With election talk rampant, Labour's Shadow Chancellor, Rachel Reeves, set out her stall on Tuesday with a speech at the Bays Business School in the City of London. It's been seen as a significant economic speech since former Tory Chancellor Nigel Lawson used it to define his theories on reforming the UK's economy in the 1980s. Reeves outlined a sensible fiscal plan, which included a continuation of the Bank of England's 2% inflation target, along with changes in the Treasury and a new focus for the Office of Budgetary Responsibility. She says stability is the missing ingredient for the UK's economy.
Our country is at a crossroads and there will be a choice at some point this year about what direction we go in. And it's a choice between another 5 years of chaos and instability or stability and security, which is what I offer as Chancellor of the Exchequer.
With Prime Minister Rishi Sunak due to meet Tory MPs on Wednesday and continued talk of a potential leadership contest, things appear increasingly unstable in Downing Street. Former Minister Jacob Rees-Mogg wasn't inclined to back one of the new leadership candidates, though. He's reluctantly sticking with Rishi for now.
In an election year, you need to present to the voters a leader who can be the Prime Minister for the next Parliament. We have a leader in the form of Rishi Sunak. We've changed leader several times in recent years, and we need just to get on with it.
Qatar has said it remains cautiously optimistic about the potential for a ceasefire in Gaza, even as Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has signalled his intention to proceed with a full IDF operation in the Rafah region of Gaza. MPs debated the issue of the war in Gaza on Tuesday as Shadow Home Secretary David Lammy raised an urgent question on the prospect of famine amongst the Palestinian population. The UN Human Rights Office was also warning that the restrictions on aid into Gaza may amount to starvation as a weapon of war. Minister of State for Development Andrew Mitchell says the UK government is taking the situation very seriously.
We are deeply concerned about the growing risk of famine, exacerbated by the spread of disease. We are totally committed to getting humanitarian aid to all the people in Gaza who desperately need it, either ourselves or through UN agencies and British or other charities.
A new survey has found that just 3% of dentists support the government's new NHS dentistry recovery plan. The plan launched last month promised £200 million to improve the state of the nation's teeth and included things like bonuses for dentists who would move their practices to underserved areas. The crisis in dentistry due to underinvestment has led to horror stories of people removing their own teeth with pliers because they couldn't get appointments, and Sean Charlwood, the chair of the British Dental Association's General Dental Practice Committee, told MPs on Tuesday that some of his colleagues have given up hope.
I read the words "too little, too late" over 100 times in responses. We counted the phrases used most often: not fit for purpose, dishonest, inadequate, rubbish, and I'm sorry to say, a joke.
Still to come on today's Smart 7, football gets a new regulator and Josh and Dara set out to solve a mystery. Right after this.
Swimsuit? Check. Sunscreen? Check. Phone charger? Check. Don't forget to pack the 5-Hour Energy. It fits great in a pocket or carry-on, and the alert feeling will help you arrive ready for anything. Now get 20% off when you use code 5HETRAVEL at 5hourenergy.com. Expires April 30th. One-time use only. Not valid with other discounts. Remember, visit 5hourenergy.com and use code 5HETRAVEL to save 20%.
Welcome back.
When you see a tweet from the official Conservative Party account with a picture of Rishi Sunak holding a football alongside the phrase top bins, you know that somebody somewhere is planning to interfere with football. Tuesday saw the Football Governance Bill published ahead of its first reading in Parliament. It proposes the creation of a new independent football regulator who would have the power to get real-time financial information from clubs. It'll also introduce a new licensing regime, which will test the suitability of owners and directors. Culture Secretary Lucy Fraser says the intention is to improve the way the game is run.
As a government, we are on the side of fans. We want to ensure that those clubs are run well, because we've seen the devastation that is caused when clubs go into administration and they destroy communities.
Do you know what the world needs right now? Probably not another podcast presented by two middle-aged white males, that's for sure. However, as luck would have it, a brand new one has just dropped. It features Josh Widdicombe and Dara O'Brien, and on the plus side, it is at least a brand new genre of podcast, the never previously spotted football mystery podcast. It's called 53 Minutes and tells the story of the man who fooled the entire Premier League way back in 1996. Josh explains what went down.
This guy shows up, there's an injury crisis at Southampton, he ends up on the pitch in a Premier League game for 53 minutes.
Right.
And everyone's kind of, in football, has heard this kind of story, but this is the first time it's kind of really, what happened, how did it happen?
There's a new Mad Max movie on the way. It's the fifth in the Mad Max universe, and it's a post-apocalyptic prequel, which may also turn into a spin-off series. Anya Taylor-Joy stars as Imperator Furiosa, and the movie traces her backstory as she tries to make her way home through the wasteland. It also stars former WWE wrestler Nathan Jones and Chris Hemsworth, who does a very peculiar version of his own Australian accent. It hits cinemas on May 23rd.
Who do we have here? She's from a place of abundance. This is our destiny.
My childhood. My mother. I want them back. I want them back.
You've been listening to The Smart 7. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Hit that follow button and have a great day. Give us 7 minutes and we'll give you the world.
Temple University is ranked among the top 50 public universities in the U.S. Through hands-on learning opportunities and world-class faculty, Temple students are prepared to soar in their careers. Schedule a campus tour today at admissions.temple.edu/visit.